Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mitchell Miller. Hey, in today's video, I'm going to talk about overcoming social anxiety, how to start conversations with confidence. This is going to be directed to my guys or girls that just suck at being social, people that want to go out, want to meet new people, but you just don't know how. Hey, look, it's very awkward trying to talk to somebody for the first time when you don't have anything to say to them or you don't know how to approach them or how to approach the conversation. And so in this video, I kind of want to give you some ideas on how to do this. But I'm going to tell you right now that if you watch this video and you don't go out and take action and try to actually meet new people, it's going to be, you're never going to improve, okay? I do want to say that it's easier to meet people that you have no, romantic interest for, okay? So if you're just trying to talk to people that you don't really care about, they're just random people at like the store that you're never going to see again, it's much easier to talk to these kinds of people. I have also noticed that, before I go into this video, that conversations with people are going to happen naturally. The universe is kind of just going to put these people in your lives in that moment and you're going to talk to them, all right? So if you're ever in a situation where things seem really difficult, you want to talk to somebody, but there's no signs, there's no really good way to just go up and engage them, and you're kind of like the place that you're in, it's kind of a bad place for you to just go up and approach somebody that you don't know. It's okay to, don't beat yourself up for that. Approaching people cold approaching like that is something that I'm still not the best at, and I'm somebody that likes to argue that I can talk to anybody. But if you know, that's what we're going to talk about. This is the common triggers of social anxiety, okay? Because let's just get into the video then. Because if you want to talk to somebody that you don't know and you really like them and you really want to talk to them, but there's some kind of magical wall that's stopping you from going and talking to this person, that is what I like to call the wall of rejection, okay? Something deep inside of you is telling you that this person is going to reject you. And I can tell you from experience that the people that you start meeting in person, so once you separate yourself from the outcome, which can be very difficult to do, I'm not the best at that. If you want to go up and talk to this person and you don't know if they're going to reject you or not, and you're okay with whatever outcome it is, then you go up, it's easier to approach this person, and then when you start talking to them, then you'll get subtle cues on if you should try to ask for their phone number or not. All right, all of this, what I'm going to talk about, comes with just practice. So there were plenty of people that I was talking to today. I saw signs of interest at this restaurant from this girl that I was talking to, and then I went and talked to her, and it just didn't seem like the best place to ask for her phone number and get together. She was working, it was raining, in that environment. Should I have asked her? Maybe, probably. It wouldn't have hurt if I did. Or if I did, it wouldn't have hurt if I asked for her number. But I just didn't. That wasn't on my list of priorities, okay? So what's going to stop you from interacting with anybody, no matter what, is going to be that wall of rejection. Humans have a natural fear we have a natural fear of being abandoned, fear of rejection, so fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, and then we all have a belief that we don't all have, but a lot of us do have a deep-seated belief that we're just not good enough. And us not being good enough is going to reinforce that wall of rejection, that fear of rejection, that, hey, that person's super fucking hot, but you know what? I really don't know if I'm good enough to be talking to them or not, so I don't think I'm going to do that. All right? That's what is going to cause the social anxiety, and a lot of this will get easier over time the more that you do it, okay? But you have to get to a point where you can practice in a way that's not going to scare you. The more people you talk to, which is why I mentioned it's easier to do this, to talk to people that you don't know, and you won't know them, but it's easier to do this if you talk to people where you don't care what's going to happen next. I'll go to the grocery store, and today, I was at the grocery store at Publix. I saw this girl in the black dress, and I was like, hey, this black dress looks phenomenal on you. She goes, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And so it gets to the point where I'm not looking to talk to you. I just want to compliment you and then go on with my life. I just want to talk to random people. And then when I was at Walmart today with my dog over here, these two ladies were looking at my dog and they were smiling, and I was like, do you want to meet my dog? And then that got into a conversation. The woman started showing me her dog, her little Australian Shepherd. And then we started talking. And then we left. And I was like, ladies, have a great rest of the day. It was wonderful talking to you. And then they were like, oh my gosh, good talking to you. Bye. So that's what I'm saying is like interactions like these kind of just happen. But if you're not at the point where you can just start talking to people, if it's easier for me in this situation, the conversation just happened because I have a very beautiful German Shepherd, and a lot of people they like German Shepherds. He's a long-haired European German Shepherd from Serbia. He's bred to be a very beautiful show dog. It's very easy for me to start conversations. Do you want to pet my dog? That totally messes up his training. But if you're a hot girl, I'm going to pet my dog. I did that at the gym today. and the girl ended up having a boyfriend, which is totally fine with me because I saw an opportunity. You want to pet my dog? And I started talking to somebody. Okay? Now let's go through this. So I got some like little bullets right here. So understanding social anxiety. Common triggers of social anxiety, again, is going to be that fear of rejection. And a lot of this is going to come from when you want to talk to somebody that you don't know. This is what I'm going to explain, okay? When it comes to meeting somebody that you don't know, you're always going to find it harder to meet somebody if the conditions don't line up. Meaning, if you're at the gym and they're working out with a partner or a friend, or they're in the middle of a set, if you can't find a way to put a weight back so you can get in their orbit and then try to talk to them, if you're looking at somebody and they don't look at you and smile back, that might tell you, hey, they might not be interested in talking to me. That's a sign of attraction. That might not apply in this video. I mean, it will, but it won't. So things like that, like when you don't know what to do to approach somebody that you don't know, it's going to feel awkward when you do it. Or more likely you won't do it. But I can tell you right now that doing something, I have gone up to people in the past. There was a girl at the gym that I met one time, and I kind of want to go up and talk to her again just to see what will play out from that. But she was right next to me, and I just looked over and I was just like, hey, how you doing? I was like, how are you? And that started off the conversation. Now, you got to know how to carry a conversation from there, but I was just like, hey, how are you? And I don't know her name, but I see her at the gym all the time. I smiled at her the other day. So now I might approach her. I might not. I had an opportunity recently and I just didn't do it because I didn't think anything was there. But now that I saw her and she smiled at me, now I might go and approach her if the situation plays out, right? But in that situation, I literally was just like, hey, how are you? Dude, it's literally that simple. Another thing that I do, I've been up to people before and I'm like, hey, what's your name? Just go up to them. Now, this is where building confidence when you do this really plays a big part. If you're going to go up to a girl that you don't know, for example, this is mainly for the men. If you're going to go up to a girl and you're going to be like, oh, hey, excuse me, I know you're working out right now, but I wanted to come up and introduce myself. She's going to be like, okay, you're like a beta male. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. Or if you do what I do, go up to a girl if the signs are there, or if it just plays out, and then just say, hey, what's your name? Oh, you're blah, blah, blah. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. Hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. And then if she goes, it's a pleasure to meet you too, what's your name? That is your sign to continue the conversation. I say this all the time. The easiest way to gauge if a girl is allowing you to continue the conversation is if you ask for her name and she asks for your name back. If she doesn't ask for your name, get the fuck away from her because she doesn't want to talk to you. Okay, but if she does, that allows you to continue the conversation. Now, there are times where you can have a conversation with somebody and you don't introduce yourselves. I've had that happen a couple times, but it's always best that you should always introduce yourself so that way you know one another, okay? All right, so symptoms of social anxiety, so right here, this thing's got nervousness, sweating, or overthinking. Overthinking is definitely going to be what's going to stop you. So, you ever heard this quote, analysis paralysis? Like you're gonna think about how to do something and inaction, or what is it? There's this quote, fear of action breeds inaction, or I don't know. There's a quote that basically just says that like the more, like if you don't take action, the worse it's gonna get. Action breeds confidence. And so in situations, if you want to go and talk to somebody and you're like, dude, I'm not seeing any signs that she's into me. I don't have a way. I'm in the middle of my workout right now. I don't have a way to get near her, to even try to have a conversation with her. I know I should just roll up and talk to her, but I don't want to come at from this angle, blah, 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 blah. You're going to overthink, and that's going to cause you to basically, that's going to cause you to be paralyzed in what it is that you're trying to do, and that's just beating her. Whereas there are situations where if you look at somebody and you're going up to them or you're rolling their way, you look at them and they look at you and you both smile at each other, it's very easy just to take your headphones off and initiate conversation, because subliminally or subconsciously, that cue that she's into you, or that at least she finds you attractive enough to talk to you, that played out. So I've had plenty of situations where if there have been times where I've started conversations with women without even thinking about it. I looked at her and I smiled. She looked at me and she smiled. I just took my fucking headphones off and just like, hey, what's your name? Right? I did it without even thinking. And it gets to that point when you understand different cues on if someone's interested in you or not, where you can do that. But I am not looking to approach somebody that I don't know. Like, I'm not looking like, oh, okay, you're way across the gym, I'm going to go up to you. I've thought about doing that before. I'm not going to lie. I thought about, hey, there's this girl over there. I should probably just roll up to her and at least be like, hey, excuse me, what's your name? And I haven't done it yet. It's much easier to have conversations with people when you understand these dynamics of attraction. It's easier to have them when they like play out, okay? Because conversations will just happen for you. You got to understand that from a spiritual point of view, the universe is going to put these people in your life at that moment. However, you have to be willing to put yourself out there, okay? Whatever you believe in, God, the universe, a lizard, a fucking gummy worm can put this person in your life, but if you're not going to do something about that, then that person is there for nothing then, or that's going to make you feel like garbage because you didn't do anything. Mindset shifts to overcome social anxiety, okay? Now, having a positive mindset. So, of course, it's much easier if you're a happy person. People are more attracted to happy people. People that are happy, that are confident. Other people want to be around confident people. So if you're just fucking miserable, you're hating life, and you look depressed, and you're just angry, people can see that, and they're not going to want to be around that. People don't want to be around negative people. So it's always best to try to find a way to hype yourself up and feel good before you go and try to approach people or you try to go in social situations. Now, I always talk about like a warm-up or like a ramp-up period where you're going to go into situations and you know you want to talk to people, and you got to be aware that you're doing this, and you're not going to feel good enough to want to do it. I will do things like talk to the camera. I'll talk to Instagram for a little bit. I'll post stories. Just talking to the camera, that makes me feel good. Or it's easier, once you have a conversation with somebody, even if you don't want to, you start talking. Then when you kind of like, you have a conversation, you warm up, then things get real easy, okay? So in that case, then find a way to make yourself happy. So this might be awkward, but like if you look in the mirror and you just force a smile, forcing a smile activates muscles in your face that you can't activate when you're angry or upset, and it will actually make you feel better. You might not believe me until you do it, but forcing a smile and holding it will naturally lift your mood up. Other things that you can do is you can start the day off by trying to find things in your life that you're grateful for. So I'm grateful that I live in a brand new 2,400 square foot house. I've got a very beautiful German Shepherd. I'm in a wheelchair, but like I live on my own. I'm doing everything in my life on my own. Life's pretty good. I'm making my life out to be what I want it to be. Things could always be worse. You got to look at things like that. When you look at life like that, life naturally gets better. People want to be around people like me who feel fucking good a lot of the times. I'm not saying I feel good all the time, but nobody wants to be around somebody that's miserable all the time. People want to be around people like me, and I have an ego enough to say that because I can socialize with tons of people, and because of that, I'm going to feel good knowing that people want to be around me because I'm displaying that level of energy that people want to be around, if that made sense. Okay? So, most people are focused on themselves and they're not going to judge you as much as you might think. So that's where this fear of rejection comes from. The more you start talking to people, you might think, well, if I compliment this person, or if I say hi to this person, or if I go up and I try to ask for this person's phone number, they're going to reject me. Now, when it comes to the phone number, if it's a women for the most part will let you down very easily. Like, I've gotten a girl's phone number and it didn't seem like she had a boyfriend, and then I texted her, and then she was like, hey, I was with my boyfriend, and I was like, oh, god damn it, and then that one's out, right? So in some situations like that, I think that she just had a hard time telling me no at that point. But I feel like if you have a boyfriend, you should have told me you had a boyfriend from the get-go, so I didn't waste my time texting you in the first place. But she was I do appreciate the fact that she did tell me that she was with her boyfriend. I think that's very respectful for her to do, okay? In other situations, when it comes to like complimenting other people or talking to other people, you got to remember, people only care about themselves, all right? Now, when someone like me goes up and compliments a woman that feels good in their dress, people don't get stuff like that. People don't have, for the most part, random people that will go up and just compliment them right off the bat like that. Now, I have learned that when it comes to like romantic options, it's not good to compliment a girl up front, because that's basically her way of thinking that you're trying to do whatever you can to get in her pants. But in this situation where I'm at the grocery store and I'm never going to see these people again in my life, and I'm not looking to have a conversation with you, even though she was kind of attractive, I don't care. I'm going to compliment you. Hey, I hope this compliment makes you feel good. And the way she said thank you affirmed that I was right. She appreciated somebody like me complimenting her on the outfit that she was wearing. Women love to be complimented. Women are fashion bunnies, man. They dress up, and their whole fucking job is to basically do whatever they can to look good. At least the ones that care about themselves, okay? That's why I'm very happy. The women I've always dated in my life, very beautiful women. And I'm proud of that. I want to be around women that take care of themselves. It's an ego boost for a guy like me, all right? So here's another one right here. Encourage adopting a growth mindset. God, I love this one. I could talk about growth mindsets all day long. I am not constantly, but for the most part, I've got courses, I've got books. I've been real big on audiobooks recently. I'll watch a shit ton of videos on YouTube. I have an ego where if I'm not learning something, other people are going to outperform me. My mindset says, what can I learn or listen to or read or study or focus on that's going to make me 1% better every single day so I can be better than the next guy or the next girl or the next person. I want to be the best person that I can be. It's not okay to just live a life of complacency. And if you think that you're going to improve your social skills by not going out and practicing and not becoming a better version of you, it ain't going to fucking happen. I'll tell you that right now. Being social with other people, especially people that you don't know, when you're intentionally trying to meet new people, it is very difficult because you're battling those natural fears of rejection. And I can tell you right now, the more you start understanding these different like fears that people have, the more you can empathize about what other people are going through. It is very difficult to approach people that you do not know when you don't have anything to say to them, when you don't know them. It's very difficult to do that because you're biologically wired in some way, if you haven't gone through what I'm trying to teach you how to get better at, to believe that these people are going to reject you. And a lot of this could stem from childhood too, the way you were raised, the way you were born, or the way you were raised by your parents, okay? A lot of this, if you ever studied attachment styles for relationships, the avoidant personalities, these are the people that are fucked, okay? These are the people that would rather be by themselves. They would rather be alone, or they'll go out and cheat on people because they just think getting close to people isn't safe. Those people right there had a worse childhood growing up than like your normal, healthy, or anxious people, right? That had love from their parents. Now, I'm not saying those are bad people, but I just wanted to give you an idea of where these fears of rejection come from. It's from how you were raised, okay? So, let's talk about strategies for starting conversations with confidence. Now, remember I just said the word confidence. This is going to get easier over time, okay? Repetition is the mother of skill. So the more you practice something, The more you mess up and the more you become okay with messing up and getting rejected, the easier getting rejected is going to become because you're not going to care. Or what's going to happen is naturally you're going to start asking for the things that you want, but you have to be aware of your outcome in that situation. So repetition, when you practice talking to new people, you're going to see what works and what doesn't work. You're going to start learning what works because you're repeatedly doing that. You're going to see success. Success breeds confidence or competence. Competence. Competence breeds confidence, okay? So different ways that you can start conversations with other people. And I'm going to give you some very easy ones, okay? These are going to be so simple that I really don't need to go on this. Hey, how are you? Hey, what's your name? Hey, how are you doing today? Hey, what are you working out today? Hey, what are you shopping for at the store today? Oh, hey, are you getting lunch right now? What are you ordering? Okay, you can use context clues. So if you're in an environment, if you're at the gym, for example, that person's working out. Hey, what are you working out today? Oh, wow, tell me more about, well, really, do you enjoy doing this? If you're at the grocery store, hey, are you shopping for like a big dinner between you and I, or hey, what are you here for? Okay, or you could just say, hey, are you shopping for the week? Are you planning like a big dinner, or what are you here for? If you're at like the mall, for example, like, hey, are you looking to spend money on clothes that you don't need, or what brought you to the mall today? Those are different contexts and like environmental cues that you can use to start conversations. Those are very easy. But the simplest way is just be like, hey, excuse me, what's your name? Lisa? Ah, okay, cool. It's nice to meet you, Lisa. Oh, what's your name? Oh, I'm Mitchell. How are you doing? What are you here for today? What brings you to the mall today? What are you working out today? Oh, okay, yeah, cool. And then you can transition from there, right? So strategies, there is no like strategy. Literally just go up and ask a person, hey, how are you? How are you doing? What's your name? I just gave you the easiest ways to do it. Your job is to put yourself in a situation where you can now have this conversation with that person, okay? Managing anxiety during conversations, I'll be honest with you, man, I don't really have a way to fix this. To me, conversations just flow naturally. I can talk to anybody about anything. I've always been this way. So when it comes to managing anxiety during conversations, the only one I can talk about is if you're, I don't know, like if you're meeting up with like an ex-girlfriend. But again, when it comes to talking, I've never had this problem. I don't really get anxiety when I have conversations because I love talking to people. All right, so I can't. So building confidence over time, I just told you, the more you go out, the more you practice this, the more you meet new people, the easier it's going to get over time, and you're going to naturally see that the way you're acting is going to shift into a higher level. You're going to feel different, you're going to look different, you're going to act different, you're going to be around more people are going to want to be around you. It's going to feel really good, but you have to go out and practice in order to build the confidence around talking to people that you don't know. I can go out anywhere in public right now and just start saying random things like, hey girls, how are y'all? Ladies, how you doing? Oh, hey girls, do you want to pet my dog? Oh, okay, cool. Or just, hey, what's going on today? How are you? Hey, what are you working out today? Hey, what's your name? Hey, excuse me, hey, excuse me, what's your name? Right? The more you practice, the easier this gets. If you're doing this by yourself like I do, it can be very difficult. That's why I bring my dog with me. Although, for the most part, the attention kind of goes on him. So it can make talking a little difficult. So then from there, it's my job is to figure out ways to transition from the dog to, oh, hey, do you like my dog? Yeah, cool. What, do you have dogs at home or do you have animals? Ah, see, then you can have a conversation from there. Or hey, thanks for meeting my dog. What's your name? Ah, cool. Well, listen, I know we were just talking about dogs, but do you have any? Ah, okay, boom. All right. Now, when to seek professional help. I've got ChatGPT in front of me that had some bullet points for me. I don't know, man. I don't know anything about that. So that's going to be the video right there about building social confidence. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about this, comment down below and I'll get to them when I can. And with that being said, guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.